Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to our NBA video. It's going to be for Monday, December 13th. This video is a little bit early, however, it's been a long day, and I wanted to make sure I got this video out while I still had energy. Right now, we're sweating the NBA slate. I hope that my Patreons play the lineups that I sent out to them, because my Fanduel line is probably going to be a takedown, hopefully. I'm in a contest, and I'm not going to really dwell on this too much because I know we got a lot to do. In my contest, Trey Lyles was 17.9% owned, roughly 18%. My man had 0.5 fantasy points. How do you have 0.5 fantasy points? I gotta investigate this. I'm sorry. Hold on. I know we're busy, but I gotta understand this. I just was looking at everybody around me because I was in third place. I'm checking to see who's behind me, who might be able to sneak up on me. And I seen they had no minutes left. And then I looked at their lineup to see, what happened. And I seen Trey Lyles there. Trey Lyles played 8 minutes. That's why. See, I'm going through all of this to tell you that sometimes when you think you have value and they're not starting, regardless what the projections say, sometimes it's a risky play. Like Trey Lyles popped for me also. I had Trey Lyles projected for 25 minutes and about 20 something fantasy points. And something in my gut was like, yo, don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Even Cam Thomas, when he wasn't starting, he was coming off the bench. He projected fine. He projected okay. Actually, Trey Lyles projected better. But my gut was like, well, Brooklyn needs the guards. You know what I'm saying? Like, Brooklyn needs him and his firepower off the bench, his offensive talents. So sometimes chasing value isn't all it's cracked out to be. Even Amadou Diallo, I knew he wasn't going to be spectacular. On Draftkings, he was cool at 3,600, but he wasn't doing much. When you play bad teams, usually bad things happen. Or let me rephrase that. When you play players on bad teams, bad things usually happen. Same thing like football. When you play receivers from bad teams with bad quarterbacks, you really think that your wide receiver is going to hit value when the person throwing him the ball is a bum? You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be mindful of playing players on bad teams. You know what I'm saying? Today I played some people from Orlando, but that's because the Lakers don't play defense. You understand what I'm saying? So you gotta pick and choose. You gotta watch these matchups. Another thing, another lesson, if you do your own research, you watch the games, you have your projections, you follow NBA DFS very closely, and there's a player and a matchup that you like, don't watch these videos and let people tell you that not to play them or they're not good plays. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes they're setting you up to get the ownership lower. When people send me lineups and ask me if I like them, if it's somebody I'm not gonna play, then I'll just tell them what I got them projected for sometimes, and I'll tell them that it's a good you're taking a chance, because essentially that's what you're doing when you're playing high risk players. You know what I'm saying? Players that may not have high usage, players that might not have um, decent fantasy points per minute, players that might not be projected for that many minutes um, played. So I would never tell somebody don't play somebody because you never know. You never know what can happen. Anybody, every all these players are talented. Somebody could come into a game and hit 4, 5, 6, 7 threes, have 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks, 2, 3, 4, 5 steals. So nobody's a bad play. Some people just project better than others, and that's what it comes down to. So I said all that to say this. So I was getting ready for this, getting ready before lock to make sure I had everything how I wanted it. I'm listening to these guys on NBA DFS show, and this guy's like, "Well, Cade Cunningham's a bad play. He doesn't score. Jeremy Grant is out. That doesn't mean he's gonna do. He grades out. It doesn't mean he's gonna be a better play." And for a split second, I'm like, "Damn, should I take out Cade Cunningham?" But in my head, I'm like, "Why would you take out Cade Cunningham if you know he's a good play?" So I left him in. I left in Cade Cunningham, and let me tell you, leaving Cade Cunningham in was the greatest decision ever because he put up 49.6 Fanduel points, and obviously, if you didn't play Durant, your night was already over. So, but enough about that. Let's get into today's slate. We got a 9-gamer. Um, as usual, we'll start with Draftkings, and we'll start at point guard. And one more thing. I don't know why the Packers are making the Bears look like the Chiefs, but whatever. Whatever. Anyway, let's get this thing going. We're going to start with point guard. We're going to start with Curry, 11-4 on a 9-game slate against Indiana. Should smoke them. Doesn't have anybody to stop him, guard him, stay in front of him, anything like that. There's no Thibault on their team, so Curry doesn't have to worry about being smothered. He's in play. 11-4. He's in play. He's always in play. The thing with Curry is that you want to make sure you have good value. That way, every spot has great value. That's my rule. Every spot has to have great value. 6 times value. If that spot can't give you 6 times value, then tweak your lineup to all spots to give you 6. And if that means you got to fade Curry, then you fade Curry. But don't play Curry to play, somebody at minimum that's going to give you 18 points because you're going to lose anyway. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me. That's how I play. You know what I'm saying? And like I've said, if you're new here, this is what I do for a living. I quit my job 2 years ago, right before pandemic. I quit my job to focus on DFS, and I've been doing it ever since. So I have a little bit of idea what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? All right. So with that being said, Curry's in the pool. When we find value, we'll circle back. Yep, Trae Young against Houston. He gonna light them. He gonna light them up. Of course, 10-3. You're gonna need about 57 fantasy points. Ball is out again. Miranda's out. Van Fleet. If you want to play him, you're gonna need. You'll take 50. You'll take 50. You really want 54, but you'll take 50. Beal with no Kuzma, 84 against Denver. It should be a close game. Beal's not bad. He's gonna be low on. Nobody's playing him. He doesn't stand out. He's not enticing. He's an okay play. Chris Paul. Chris Paul usage is not as great as you would think. You would think it is, but Um, Chris Paul, I got him. I have him. I got Chris Paul projected with 32 points. Chris Paul is a 1.19 fantasy point per minute player. I have him projected with 40 fantasy points. His usage is only at a 19.75 percentage rate, or usage rate. So, um, as far as compared to the elites, it's like a little bit better than average. So that's why I said his usage rate isn't as high as you would think it would be with him always having the ball in his hands. However, at 8,300, you will need about 48 fantasy points. So he's averaging 40, um, a few extra steals, a few extra points could get you there. So he's a good play. He's in play. Garland's in play. No Jimmy, no Bam. He should have his way. Fox, you never know if Fox is gonna go off. I don't like playing players like that. Last 4 games, 37, 33, 34, 25 minutes, 38, 42, 48, 23 fantasy points. He's in play, 8,200. So you're looking for a close game. You're looking for them to go back and forth, and you probably want to stack this game, hoping it stays close, and that's how you really squeeze the juices out of the players that you choose. Lowry, 8,000, not for me, especially against Cleveland. I mean, he is. I said before he is matchup proof because he's a smart player, but he needs 48 fantasy points. If he's trying to win some type of money. 28, 40, 39, 20 minutes, 24, 36, 46, 47, 46, 47 fantasy points. Secondary play for me. He is in play, but he's not going to be one of my first plays. Brogdon against Indiana. I might lay off of Indiana because Golden State's team defense is really good. 9-game slate. I don't need to be forcing anybody in. Jrue Holiday, I don't play him. I don't play him now. Haven't played him this year, like once. 7,700, he's an okay play. Scotty Barnes is now a point guard. That's news to me. 7,600, he's always in play. Tyler Hero's in play. 7,200, they're going to need offense. I don't need to pull up his stats. We know what Tyler Hero is. Rose looks like he's back. You're going to have Rose. You're going to have Bridges. You're going to have what's his name? All right, we'll come back to Rose. We're going to see what the rest of the team is doing. Bane is fine at 66. Last man in type deal. Levert's been playing better, but now he's back up to 6,500, and that's a no-go. Not paying $6,500 for Levert because he had one good game. Last 4 games, 37, 33, 28, 37. Fantasy points, 38, 30, 30, 48. Now you want to jack up his price. Draftkings, you could keep that 6,500. Schroeder's fine. I think Brown is back. So Schroeder is going to be like a third tier play. You have top tier plays, you have secondary plays, and then you have like third tier plays like, they're like blah, like okay, you know what I'm saying? Brown is playing, so Shooter's gonna be okay. The reason I'm saying that is because Shooter could come out here and hit 6 threes and grab 3 steals, you know what I'm saying? And give you 45 fantasy points. So he's not a bum, but at 6,300, We don't need to be forcing anybody in. Tyus Jones, I don't know why he's 6,300. Let's find out. 32, 35, 35, and 34 minutes. So the minutes are fine. 26, 26, 30, and 33 fantasy points. And he's 6,300. You're going to need like 66 fantasy points. Whatever. Maxi's okay. Pool's okay. High usage. He's okay. 5,900 is fine. You'll take 36 fantasy points. Reggie Jackson is fine. Same deal. You'll take 36 fantasy points from him also. Brunson is going to be high owned again against Charlotte. Should be a fast-paced game. Brunson should be good here. He was okay tonight, but he was high owned. He was like 90 something percent owned in one of my contests, so he's going to be high owned tomorrow again. Monte Morris is fine. Halliburton's prices. There's a lot going on in Sacramento, so I get why his price is down. 37, 38, 36, and 26. 38, 51, 39, 18 fantasy points. Halliburton is a good play. Play him. When I go into the game log and you see me yell out mid 30s minutes, and then the fantasy points are respectable, and you see the price at 5,700, you play him. That's what you're looking for. You want the salary. You want the salary and the minutes to match, and you want the productivity to be respectable. Anybody can have a bad game. Anybody can have a good game. But if the salary matches, if the minutes match the salary, you give yourself a fighting chance to hit value. That's all you're trying to do. Nobody knows who's gonna do well that night. Nobody knows who's gonna get hurt. Nobody knows who's gonna miss every shot. Nobody knows who's gonna have 6 blocks. We don't know that. But what you can control is putting yourself in a position to hit value. And that's everything I'm trying to relay to you guys. If I say the same thing over and over in every video, it's because A, sometimes we get new viewers that need to hear it, and B, it's because it's very important. I see a lot of lineups that's top heavy. I see people 2-3 studs with, excuse my language, bullshit value just because you're trying to sneak in studs. You don't even hit 280 on any platform because the value isn't real value, and they don't give you enough. That's why I keep trying to stress the fact that every spot should be able to give you back 6 times value. If you're not putting yourself in that position before the game locks, at whatever time it is, wherever you're living, for me it's 7 p.m. Some people are 6, 5, and 4. Before the game locks, you already lost. Might as well take your phone and throw it out the window and go to bed. You know what I'm saying? So let's continue. So where are we now? Marcus Smart. If Jay Brown is in, Smart's not for me. Shouldn't be for you either. But guess what? Do what you want to do. Rubio is 5,200. If Rubio is playing 30 minutes a game, 28, 23, 23, and 26. 26, 31, 22, and 27. 9 games maybe last man in, but I don't think so. Even Dinwiddie's cheaper than Rubio, and Dinwiddie's starting on his team. (26, 31, 35, and 24). 12, 18, 34, and 20. Let me tell you something. Spencer Dinwiddie right now is equivalent to a bowl of hot dog water. If he was $1, I wouldn't play him. Let's continue. Armani Brooks, if he starts, fine. DeAnthony Melton, last man in, fine. Watch those starting lineups. I'm good after that. Chris Duarte, 37, 25, 30, 25, 25, 29, 38, and 18. Last man in, 4,500, he's fine. He's 4,500, so that you know, the risk is worth the reward at $4,500. If he was $6,500, I wouldn't play him. If he was $5,500, then I wouldn't care. Either way, $4,500, he's a decent play, and I think that's as far as I'm going. I like to keep my player pool tight. You know what I'm saying? Nice and tight. Let's continue. Paul George. Not gonna dwell on him if he's injured. But you know who and what Paul George is. So if he's healthy, he's still a little bit overpriced, but some people might still want to play him. He's overpriced. He might have been hurt. That's why his numbers been down. But pay attention to news. If you really want to play Paul George, watch his last 2-3 games and find out why his fantasy points been going down. That's going to be your homework. Watch the Clippers games. Find out what's going on with Paul George. That's if you want to play him. Listen, DFS ain't about clicking players on spots, and you got to really do your do. You know what I'm saying? If you want to play people that are questionable, you got to watch. You got to watch the games. You got to put in the work. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I watch games twice. If I wasn't focused the first time, I'll rewatch it. Or if I got distracted or whatever, I'll rewatch it. Cause this is your money. You're using your hard-earned money to bet on these players. You got to know what you're getting yourself into. But Jaylen Brown, he's on a minutes limit, 9,100. If he was 8,100, I wouldn't play him. So why would I play him at 9,100? Let's continue. Kelly Oubre, 8,400. Where Rose don't think this is gonna fly. 8,400. My man is priced higher than Anthony Edwards. Yo, he's priced the same thing as Bradley Beal. I think when Draftkings were making these salaries, they must have been high or something. But whatever. We spoke about Garland already. Okay. Yep, we did all that. Yep. Cody Martin. You got Cody Martin, Rose, and Oubre Jr. all overpriced. I'm not touching Charlotte tomorrow. We spoke about Levert. Wiggins is in play. Wiggins does a little bit of everything. You just gotta hope that you get a Wiggins day when he's active and not just standing by the 3-point line waiting for the ball. Gary Trent's always in play. Gary Trent is like top 5 in steals. So that makes up for anything. $6,000 has a heavy peripheral upside. That's fine. Fine play. It's okay. Brunson again. Monte Morris. Well, the thing is, it's no Doncic. So anything in the price range of Brunson's the answer. Why would you play Morris or Curry when Brunson has no Luka? You understand what I'm saying? No, even Halliburton with De'Aaron Fox, Brunson is still a better play. So that's how you got to look at it. If you went into the high price contest on any platform, everybody's gonna play Brunson because it's the best play. It's about the smart plays. That's what it's about. Mikal Bridges, Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield is fine. Eric Gordon is bad. I still don't really trust him. He's an okay play. You can play him if you want. Armani Brooks at 4,800 is a little pricey. If he's not starting, I'm not playing him. You guys can do what you like. He should be an okay play, but I want to be sure what I'm getting myself into. Let's move over to small forward. A little bit of a long video, 9-game slate. If you're new here, hit the bell, subscribe. I had a brain freeze. Subscribe, thumbs up, let YouTube know you appreciate what I'm doing, and let's continue. Tatum 9400. I don't think so. Tatum and Brown are not for me. Oubre's not for me. Miles Bridges, although I like him, can't play him. Scotty Barnes is fine. Maybe you could play Miles Bridges because he plays forward. We gotta look. Let's wait. We gotta make sure PJ Washington is probably not starting and not playing. If you really want to get all you could get out of Bridges, imagine having all of them guys that are gonna take all them shots with Bridges. That's gonna lower his ceiling. We don't want our ceilings lowered on a 9-game slate. There's more than enough people here to pick from to shove in a Miles Bridges, who's gonna have 7, 8 people take food out of his mouth. Scotty Barnes is fine. Another one, Hayward. Charlotte is unplayable. You know what? I'm not even gonna play Bridges. I'm gonna have to pass on the whole Charlotte Hornets. Middleton is fine. Hasn't been like the fantasy point guy we thought he would be. 74 is a little spicy. You're gonna need about 48 fantasy points. Let me see, maybe that's a little bit much. 35, 37, 38, 39. You're gonna need like 43 fantasy points. Barton, he's okay, but you know, when you have Jokic on the team, taking up all the usage, the highest fantasy points per minute in the league, I don't know, man. Jokic might be the only playable person. What's Barton gonna really do at 6,800? That's gonna be spectacular when Jokic has the ball for 48 minutes. Cody, no. Aaron Gordon, no. Dylan Brooks, maybe. Dylan Brooks is fine. Jason Tate's not for me. Hardaway Jr. if you're feeling lucky. If you went to the gas station, if you go to the gas station tomorrow and you get a scratch off ticket and you rub it, scratch it, and you win money, then you play Tim Hardaway Jr. That means you're having a lucky day. If that didn't happen, I'm not touching Tim Hardaway Jr. Kyle Anderson, if he starts, is fine. His price did go up, but he's fine. Harrison Barnes, look how the mighty have fallen. My man was MVP. My man was runner-up, co-MVP with Miles Bridges in the beginning of the season. Now my man is 5,100. My man went from the throne to the dumpster in a few weeks. He's still playable though. He's in play if he starts. Marketing is fine. Gallinari be going off, but who knows when to play him? You gotta be a genius something to know when to play Gallinari. 28, 27, 24, and 24, 32. 33, 27, 34, and 24 fantasy points. You gotta wait till one of these wings are injured, then you play Gallinari. Marcus Morris Sr. How's his minutes? 32, 31, 35, and 24, 35, 30, 28, and 16. He's in play. It looks like everybody's minutes was down that last game with the Clippers, so Marcus Morris looked like I could tell he's gonna pop in the projections. So Marcus Morris might be in my lineup tomorrow. Yep, that's it. Yep, Duncan Robinson. You can play Duncan Robinson if you like. You can play Duncan Robinson if you like to lose money. You know what I'm saying? I won't be touching him. Terrence Davis been going off. That's been throwing everybody else out of whack. Good luck with that. If he starts at 4,100, we'll talk. Only if he starts. Too many mouths to feed in Sacramento. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like that. I like to play players that give me everything they got. I don't want to play somebody that's got to share the ball with their little brothers and sisters. You understand what I'm saying? You want to play somebody that's going to give you 150%. Not somebody that, oh, they're cheap, so let's play them. But he got to share the ball with um, Barnes, Bagley, Fox, Halliburton, Buddy Hield off the. Are you kidding me? All those players are healthy. Why would I play Terrence Davis? You want to play players that they're um, high minutes, decent usage, decent fantasy points per minute. You'll prefer an injury or two, so the ball comes their way more often. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the DFS is a lot of moving parts. You can't let the shiny value distract you sometimes. Last man in, of course. Sometimes you could play a decent value, last man in, but I think and it goes with everybody. It's not just it's not just some of you. It's all of us. When that new shiny value comes, we want to play him. And then what? Amadou Diallo tonight. Shiny new value, starting for Detroit. 17 fantasy points. So let me ask you, what's that gonna do? What's 17 fantasy points gonna do? Nothing. That's the point. Let's pay attention to each and every one of our spots. Let's take it seriously. We're spending our money to play players. Let's pay attention to each and every spot and make sure that player is going to give us what we need. If that player is not going to give you all they got for that 48 minutes, get him out of your lineup. If your player has to share the ball with his little brothers and sisters, get him out of your lineup. Because guess what? In DFS, you get one shot to get it right. And if you don't, you know what you got to do? You got to wait 24 hours to try again. Always put yourself in the best position to hit value. Give yourself a shot. You know what I'm saying? Tonight, like I said, tonight, if you didn't play Durant, you were dead in the water. I know some people don't care, it's football, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You live and you learn. I've learned a lot from losing. I say it and I say it again. I started playing in 2015, and I won for like I lost for like 3-4 years straight. Then eventually I started figuring it out little by little, little by little, little by little. You know what I'm saying? Then I realized that the big name, the big name um, DFS fantasy shows on YouTube, they don't really tell you what you need to know. And I stopped watching them. I stopped watching them and I started doing my own research and I started winning. And then I started going into contests with with fewer players, 1,000 players, 700, 500, 400, 300, and the less players that I went against, the more I was winning. You know what I'm saying? The more takedowns out. So you see where I'm going with this. You know, go into smaller contests and you know perfect your craft. Then you will move up to higher to bigger contests. And nobody's going to tell you that. Some people do tell you that, but most people don't tell you that. So keep that in mind. All right, Giannis is a yes, of course. Sabonis is fine, but if Embiid was having trouble with Golden State, I'm sure Sabonis will too. Gonna pass on that. Siakam's fine. Porzingis, another one. Another one. You know what I don't understand? How could you be 7'9", right? And have so much trouble as a basketball player? I don't understand. You had like 20 something fantasy points today. What are you doing? Oh, look, it's here. 30 minutes. Six. Yeah, this man almost makes me want to cry. 17 shots. So you made 6 shots out of 17 attempts. You had you 8 feet tall, right? But you have 7 rebounds. You have 1 block. You have 13 points in 30 minutes when you're 8'2". Bro, listen, he's $8,000. If he was $2,000, I still wouldn't play him. And get this man off my screen. Jesus Christ. Tobias Harris, I guess. I don't understand. I don't really understand. Jackson Jr. is fine. He's okay. I'll probably look for John. Yeah, John Collins is better. Just go to John Collins. Collins is fine. Mobley is fine. Green is fine. Horford is fine. PJ Washington's on Charlotte, right? So that means I'm not playing him. If you like to play him, you can play him. He's gonna share the ball with 15 of his teammates. So good luck with that. Uh, Kuzma's out. Yep. Like I said, Barnes is fine. Sengun is okay. He's not really getting the minutes, but he is producing. Sengun is a good fantasy player. He's just not getting the minutes that you'll like. Um, that's about it. If you want to take shots on Marvin Bagley, have at it. All right, let's go to center and let's listen. I have an announcement. My announcement is whenever Jokic is on the slate, just play him. You know why? Let me tell you why. Our boy Jokic, projected for 36 minutes, is a 1.70 fantasy point per minute player. You know what that means? Okay. I got him projected for 61 fantasy points, and he's at a 32.20 usage rate. I don't care what his price is anymore. If he's gonna go up to 1,300. If he was 1,300, I'd play him. If he was 1,450, I'd play him. He's a 1.70 fantasy point per minute player. You play him. If you're a new player, if you're new to DFS and you don't know what um, fantasy points per minute means, even though it's pretty much self-explanatory, that means for the minutes that he plays, that's how much he produces in fantasy points. So obviously you'll time 36 times 1.70. Jokic is nothing to play with when it comes to fantasy points. If you're listening to this, if you're watching this video and you're listening to me right now, when Jokic is on a slate, you find a way to play him. Period. When Jokic comes back down to earth, then we go back to normal, our normal um, way of doing things. But for now, Jokic is locked in. Period. Okay. Embiid is fine. He's still not 100% though, so keep that in mind. Wood is okay. Jared Allen is amazing. Capella's probably gonna spank the Houston Rockets. Ayton is okay. Bobby Portis is fine. Miles Turner against Golden State. Good luck with that. Steven Adams got hurt, rolled his ankle. If Steven Adams doesn't play, maybe give Jaren Jackson a little bump. Robert Williams, I don't play with Horford. That's just me. Feel free, have at it. Harrell, I don't know what's going on with him. He's not playing of the Harrell that we used to know and love. You know what I'm saying? 29, 26, 18, and 22. 20, 26, 6. My man had 6 fantasy points in 18 minutes. That's all you need to know about that. I'm not playing Gafford either. He's okay, last man in, but he takes up a center spot, and that's called opportunity cost. And if you use Gafford at a center spot or utility spot, and Gafford does Gafford things, guess what? By the time the slate locks, you know it. Finish it. Finish it. Right. You've already lost. Let's jump over to Fanduel. Listen. It's a long video, 9-game slate. Gotta make sure I let you know what's going on. If you're new here, no speech. No big speech. Subscribe, hit the bell. That helps me. We want to grow this channel, and we want to make this not like, we don't want to make this the DFS shows that are on YouTube right now that just tell you a bunch of nothing. We want to grow this community where everybody helps each other win money, and we keep it 100, like not the fake stuff. Like we just keep it 100, right? And we help each other, right? That's what I'm trying to do. Subscribe, hit the bell, thumbs up, let YouTube know that I'm helping you win money. That helps me. And let's continue. All right. Curry at 10-3, play him. He had a bad game the last game, so you just play him. Shooting guard. Jose, Carlin, decent price. Drew Holiday, Kelly Oubre, I'm sorry. Middleton, Brogdon. Jaylen Brown is respectable, but I'm not playing him. I don't know how healthy he is. Halliburton 71, Tyler Hero 64, Jordan Poole. Oh, Jalen Brunson, that's right. See how easy that is? Miles Bridges, Scotty Barnes, 8,000. Tobias 72. That's 73. That's a good price for Harris. Tyler Hero's fine. Dylan Brooks at 61. Gary Trent. LeVert, pricey. Harrison Barnes 58. Wiggins 58. Wiggins is not bad. I'm gonna put him in there for now because I need the value. Because I need to play a pet center. So you know I don't usually pick Wiggins, but Jokic is a must play. So where are we at? 6,267. I really like John Collins, but he's a little pricey for what I'm trying to do. Draymond at 67. Jason Tate. Man, I do not want Harrison Barnes to kill me. That's the problem. 58. But you know what? Whatever. And at center, Jokic at 11.4. Too cheap. And I still have 5,100 left each spot. So we got Curry, Brunson, Wiggins, Barnes, and Jokic. Alright, for my super draft people, we're gonna end this one right now. Trae Young is gonna scorch the Rockets. Van Fleet is fine. Chris Paul is fine. Not touching. Garland's a 1.35 against Miami. Where is Brunson? Brunson is fine. Hero, 1.5. Yeah, he always is projected high for super draft, so I might as well just take him. Let's see what else we have here. Embiid is a 1. Sabonis, Brown, Christian Wood. Yep. Mobley is fine. Barnes is too high. What I want to know is, oh, here he is, John Collins. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so, and then obviously, you play Jokic. That's it. You got Trae Young, 1.15, Brunson, 1.5, Tyler Hero, 1.5, Wood, 1.25, Barnes, 1.45, Collins, 1.3, 1.35, and Jokic. So that's going to be our super draft lineup. We made it. We made it to the end. 9-game slate. 9 games up. Nine games down. Thank you for your time. I hope you guys had a great day, productive and profitable. About to check in now, see what's going on with my last few players on this NBA slate. Hopefully, I'm still in third place or second or first. I'll update you guys tomorrow, and don't forget, if you're new, subscribe, hit the bell, thumbs up. Any questions, throw it in the chat. If you had a good day today, let me know in the chat. And that's about it. I'll talk to you guys later. All right? Have a good night. Have a good day. Ciao.